So session 11 starts off. We actually meet a new character that is more steadfast than Sinbad, just due to them. Again, Sinbad being Sinbad kind of comes and goes, he pleases. But a more steadfast fourth member of the party, known as Tox, is found surprisingly close to the um, obelisk, which the group traveled to basically see if they could use that as a starting point to try to find Kenneth. Tox has no idea where he is or really who he is, but he does seem to be very handy in a fight and in multiple other instances being a rogue. We are able to find out that Kenneth is actually being held by Rotvines, part of the Blacklands flora slash fauna. They are a creature made of plants. They do seem to actually are able to have some sort of general communication and intelligence, potentially basically related to, as Tox finds out, similar to thieves can't. We go into a Rotvine hive and are able to retrieve Kenneth, but to do so, we must do a favor for the Rotvines, and they agree to allow us to get Kenneth, but there's a bridge that they cannot cross, and they're unsure why. As the party begins crossing, we are met with a what only could be described as a beholder almost in the way it was described, but it seems to have been a test for the party. But since they tried to fight to the best of their ability, the beholder allowed us to pass and did not kill us. And at that time, the party also comes out with a tier of Uthiel, something that can be used when smithing weapons to make them more effective against black beasts, part of the more scary fauna within the Blacklands. In addition to this, unfortunately, the party does not do well in convincing the Rotvine priest to not want to kind of hold this. They're able to retrieve the tier and hang on to it. The Rotvines do give it back. But they unfortunately start a Rotvine cult that is faithful to the moon goddess Uthiel. In addition to this, though, as they're leaving, they also pick up what is known as a Krat pack to help make up for the lost Hickrod that they had before. So they now just need a cart, and they now make their way back towards the town. Um, I believe it was Kenneth, I believe, to use the cart to go back to town, but some of the people actually also took portals. It was between either this session or last session, back to Balter. During this time also is actually when we see Parnox make probably one of the biggest deals of all time with another Vendig. This is a Vendig that specifically hungers for knowledge. Not much is known about this Vendig in question, but Parnox does know that this Vendig is most likely the best option to allow him to do what he needs to do, which is to gain more power to protect those around him, because his failure of being able to protect Lixian, the boy that we originally met in the beginning of the campaign, fell ill to Il Sono, and again the passing, or what we believed to be original passing of Kenneth. Parnox does not bode well for Parnox in his mental struggles of feeling that he can never protect those that he holds dear. This finalizes in a deal with the Vendig, as the Vendig choosing to be Parnox's patron. Parnox now becomes a warlock of an old one, and fully changes classes entirely, going through multiple painful ordeals, changing the body structure of how he is. So everything changes about him, from his health to his very base stats. Everything is changed in a player perspective, but in game, goes through torture. Before the Vendig agrees that he has passed the test to become his patron. And that kind of ends the session of session 11 and 12 as the party makes its way back to, session 10 11 as the party makes its way back to Baltor.